Hi, I'm Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success. Welcome to this training today. I'm excited to be sharing with you all about brand clarity systems. But before we dive in, I want to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Laura Templeton, 30 Second Success. I started this company about 10 years ago, helping people to uncover the messaging that attracts the clients they're meant to serve. And what I found when doing so was that with clarity came confidence, helping them understand who they were, what their superpowers were, how to communicate them with more brilliance and consistency led to more profits, more conversations that converted to clients. I'm excited to be sharing some of these steps with you today in this training, and I hope you are just as excited as I am. So come along with me as I share the brand clarity system. So in the brand clarity system, we're going to be speaking about simple messaging strategies that drive profit. And as you know, I love helping people dig in and figure out how to grow their businesses and to increase profit. A lot of times that's about helping them to see themselves, see their value, and to embrace who they are, and then to effectively communicate that to the world with consistency. So the real cost of brand confusion can be overwhelming for some. It causes confusion. Brand confusion causes confused minds that don't want to buy. It causes inconsistent messaging that leads to lost opportunities. And there's a lack of clarity that creates a disconnect between value and visibility. And yes, value is one of the most important things that we need to be able to communicate and put out into the world. And a lot of times when we're creating confusion, we have a tendency to shrink back when we're not getting the responses that we need from our audience, or that when people don't understand what we're trying to put out there, we have a tendency to pull back and fade away. And that's the piece of visibility that a lot of people get frustrated with. They start to feel like they shouldn't be showing up because they're not sure what to say. So let's change all that. Brain clarity system is all about clarifying your core message, communicating with consistency, and converting conversations with confidence. Clarifying your core message is all about identifying your ideal audience, pinpointing their core problems, and creating a clear brand statement. There's a formula that I teach, and we're going to be talking about that throughout this training. So I hope you are as excited as I am about understanding how to create a brand statement that gives you clear foundation for your brand messaging. Use the worksheet in the Messaging Clarity Blueprint, which has 5 questions to confidently attract your ideal client. You'll have that access to that blueprint along with this training. Identify your ideal audience. Get clear on who you serve best to craft messages that resonate. Who are they? What are the demographics, profession, personality? That means, like, where do they live? What do they love? What do they do? What do they like? What is their personality? What's their age? What's their income? Make sure that you're asking all of these questions, understanding what their income is, especially so that you know that they can afford you. Right? What do they value? Freedom, success, impact, legacy, security. What are they looking for? What are their values? Are they married? Are they not married? Do they have dual incomes? Are they, solo income? How is their family? That again comes back to the demographics, but more importantly, that actually helps with what they value as well. What are they struggling with right now? What's that pain or problem that's helping them to get to the next level where they want to be, where they're trying to go? What language do they use to describe their pain and goals? Right? What are some of the common words or phrases that they use? Where do they spend time online and offline? When you know where they're showing up, that's where you know to be showing up as well. And how are they currently trying to solve their problems? If they are already working with somebody, find out who it is. Maybe you can partner and collaborate with that person. Maybe that will help you define more collaborative opportunities and find those opportunities to work with others that serve the same clients that you serve. So speak to one person clearly, right? Your ideal audience. You want to have a great client avatar that really helps you speak to one person clearly so that you'll attract many of the same type of client. When I have a friend of mine who actually has a photograph of her ideal client hanging on her wall, and she even gave her a name. She's got, a written out avatar of who she is, what's her age, where she lives, how much money she makes, what are some of her struggles, and how she feels about life, how she feels about her body type. She's a photographer. So there's all of that. So there's the information that can help you then when you are creating content to focus on that one person. And that's what my friend does. She has a photograph of this person that she loves to write all of the content for. So AI prompts to discover your ideal audience. This is a prompt that I've written that can help you discover more about your ideal audience. So you want to use this, and you'll actually have this available to you in the Message Clarity Blueprint worksheet to gain more insights into your ideal audience. I'm going to give you a quick live demo of this, but let's go through these very quickly. I want to define my ideal client so I can create clear and compelling brand messaging. Please help me identify and describe this person in detail by answering the following. Who are they? What's their age, profession, personality traits, life stages? What do they value? Do they value freedom, growth, impact? What specific problems are they facing? How do they describe their pain? Where do they spend time, online and offline? What solutions have they tried? What would success look like to them? I love that one because that gives you things to, create stories around. And then for context, I help and then insert your audience and achieve, and then what transformation do you deliver? So here's my example. I help legacy driven entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals gain brand clarity, confidently share their message, and attract more of the right opportunities and business. You can take a screenshot of this if you'd like. I'm going to actually jump to another screen momentarily and actually give you a demonstration on this. So let's jump over to ChatGPT and do a quick demo. So here we are with ChatGPT. I've already put the prompt in and actually run the system for you so you can get an idea, just a glimpse of what my client avatar looks like. And I love the fact that ChatGPT decided that my legacy leading Lisa is her name. Who are they, right? So who are they? Age, profession, personality traits, life stage. Gave me all of the information that I was looking for in my prompt. So what do they value? Legacy and purpose. They want their work to make a difference now and for future generations. They value time freedom, creative freedom, and their ability to choose aligned clients. Growth, personal, spiritual, and professional growth are non-negotiables for them. What specific problems are they facing? They struggle with clearly articulating who they serve, what they do, and why it matters in a way that resonates with the right people. Their message feels scattered, outdated, and overly generic. These are great words for me to use in my content when I'm writing. And it's not matching the level of their expertise that as or their evolved mission. ChatGPT knows me, knows that I love working with people who are at that stage of next level, right? They're leveling up in their business and they're evolving. And now some of the things that they're saying just no longer serve that next level of work that they're doing. So how do they describe their pain? I feel like I've outgrown my brand, but I'm not sure how to say what I really do now. People keep putting me in a box I don't belong in anymore. These are great tips for me to be able to use as content for content strategy, right? Where do they spend their time? Online, offline? What solutions have they tried? They've hired branding or marketing experts who focus more on visual than voice. Yes, this is one of the biggest things when it comes to branding. People think branding is really about what the images are, but they forget about the voice and what you're saying. Right? DIY branding courses that left them with more questions than clarity. Been there, done that, right? Can you feel me? attempted to write their own messaging, but second guessed every word. I am definitely right there. I totally understand those second guessers, man. It's troubling. What would success look like for them? Having a clear, powerful message they can say with confidence in any setting, from the stage to a casual coffee chat. Perfect, right? These are great, great responses. And I love that ChatGPT gave me some additional suggestions that will help me to move forward. And I could keep going with this, but I'm actually excited about what ChatGPT has given me here as this quick demo. And we can always dive into this together if you decide to check out the Brand Success Hub when you get a chance. So let me go back to our presentation here. So thank you so much for jumping into ChatGPT with me there. We're probably going to do another live demo through here, but I also want to help you understand how to create a clear brand statement. Your brand statement should quickly and clearly communicate who you serve, what problem you help them solve, how you do it uniquely, and the result or transformation they experience. Now, I shared this in our last prompt creation piece, right? So here's the I help legacy-driven entrepreneurs, professionals, and emerging leaders refine their message to grow their brand and impact with confidence. Take a screenshot if you want. This is all in the messaging blueprint worksheet as well. So communicate with consistency. Map your message across platforms. Once you have that client avatar, you understand who they are, what they're saying, how they're saying it, your message across all platforms or the platforms that they're showing up on. Because remember, that was part of that client avatar exercise. Know where they are. Utilize the one message, many formats framework, which we're going to demonstrate shortly. And then leverage tools like ChatGPT for efficiency. Use a weekly messaging map to stay on brand. And I'm going to show you what that can look like as well. So map your message across platforms. Ensure brand consistency by tailoring your message to different platforms, right? You want to make sure that your message is tailored to your website, your social media, your networking, your email, your podcast videos. You want to make sure that you're clear and your value-driven in content is really showing up in ways that make sense for the platforms where you're showing up. For example, on your homepage of your website, you want to make sure it's clear, value driven, inviting content, right? Your social media is conversational and visual, engaging posts. Networking, it's that personal 30-second intro that speaks to your audience's needs, right? Speak to the audience that you were in front of. If it's an audience that is your ideal client, great. Make sure your message speaks to them. If it's an audience that may not necessarily be your ideal clients, but knows your ideal clients, great. Speak to that. Ask a great question. Who do you know? Right? Networking is powerful when you are really in tune with who's in the room. And that's something that I teach my clients all the time, how to identify who's in the room so that you know how to communicate your strengths, your values, to get them to think beyond themselves. And that's powerful. Email, relatable, actionable, with consistent voice. You want to make sure that you are sharing good content in your email that people want to consume. You don't want them to unsubscribe or unfollow because they read your email and all of a sudden you're putting a story in there that has nothing to do with them or the work that you do. Again, you can call your email list. If your email list is not filled with people that fit your ideal client avatar, you can start to pare it down and start to rebuild it with your client avatar by putting a lead magnet out there that attracts the people that you want to sign up. Podcast or video, story-based messaging that aligns with your mission. Make sure that if you are showing up live or recorded, that it really speaks to who you are and aligns with your mission and your values. Start with your core message and adapt your tone, your format, and delivery to match each platform's unique vibe and audience. Make sure you know your audience. That's the key. If it's your audience, great. If it's an audience that may not necessarily be yours, but they know your audience, you know how to speak to them. One message, many formats framework. Here we go. Repurpose your core brand message across multiple platforms for consistency consistent visibility. So here are some of the things that you want to make sure that you do. LinkedIn post, share a story or insight that reflects your message, create an email, offer value, and invite action aligned with your messaging. I'm going to do a quick demo. These are just the same things that we just talked about, the video post, website, lead magnets. Start with your message, then adapt format, tone, and delivery to fit the platform's audience, just like we said, and purpose. Let me do a quick demo. I'm going to take you guys over to ChatGPT. If I can get my platform to help me out here. Give me a So here we are back over at ChatGPT, and here's I'm asking ChatGPT to repurpose my core brand message. I help legacy driven entrepreneurs, professionals, and emerging leaders refine their message to grow their brand and impact with confidence across multiple platforms for consistent visibility. Now, I took the exact list from the PowerPoint that I was showing you from the talk so that you can actually, when we get back there, take a screenshot so you can actually put this prompt in here for yourself. Here's how to repurpose your core brand message, right? And again, it's repeating my core brand message and how to repurpose it into platform tailored content for consistent, powerful visibility across your digital ecosystem. I love that, the digital ecosystem, right? LinkedIn post, insight, and story. So it's actually giving me the post title. It knows that I like writing short content, folks. I am not a long content person. So it gave me exactly what I'm used to getting: short content, short, engaging content. Ever feel like you're speaking into the void? That was my reality early on until I realized it wasn't what I was saying, it was how I was saying it. When legacy driven entrepreneurs finally refine their message, something shifts. This is beautiful. I love it. It's really consistent with who I am and how I show up. And here's an email with an offer and an invitation. If you're a legacy driven entrepreneur or rising professional, chances are you're not short on ideas. But if your message isn't crystal clear, your brand may be invisible to the very people you want to impact. Perfect. Love it. Yes, that's something that my ideal clients really struggle with. Instagram, visual story, you confidently speaking on stage or connecting one on one. So it's telling me what image I should include, right? So the image idea, refine your message, amplify your voice. So it's actually giving me an overlay of what to say on top of that image, right? And here's the question: when your message matches your mission, magic happens. Wow, that was a mouthful. Confidence kicks in, opportunities multiply, and you attract clients who align with your values and vision. That's what refining your message can do. That's what I help legacy driven leaders do every day. Drop a fire symbol if you're ready to clarify your message and grow your impact. I love that it actually gives me emojis too. A lot of people think emojis are cheesy. I, for one, like them. Video podcast, teaching segment. What happens when your message is crystal clear? Script starter. I like that this says script starter because videos and podcasts, I have a tendency to do them on the fly and I have a little bit more fun with them and I will use bullet points. So I like that it said, here's a quick framework to use with clients, teach a 3-step process or share a transformative story. It's given me some ideas to play with. Now, I will probably take this piece back into ChatGPT and go a little bit further if I so choose. And then website homepage, headline, subheadline, a lead magnet to create. And then it's asking me again, do you want branded worksheets or design visual templates next? What do you want to do next? It always asks, what do you want to do next? I love what it gave me. It gave me some really great opportunities, really great content starters, things that I can really work with here. And it's going to help me to move forward. So we are back here at the page that we were just on, the one message, many formats framework. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. And we're going to move on. So here's the example of a weekly message map. Week 1, focus, clarity, right? That's the focus, it's clarity. And here's the theme: why clarity is the foundation of connection and conversation. platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, email, video, speaking, right? And then the message focus on for LinkedIn, thought leadership posts, it's telling me to do that. For Instagram, it's giving me a carousel. For email, it's giving me a topic, the hidden cost of unclear messaging. And then it's telling me I can add a worksheet, right? A video, create a short video. Here's how I can help clients get clear and confident in 30 seconds. And then speaking, story. It's giving me an idea for a story. A client who gained clarity and booked new clients in 1 week. This, right? These are things that I can actually put into a schedule, right? And I can decide, when they're going to go live on LinkedIn or Instagram or email or video or speaking. Like that's 5 days of content right there. Now, you could put this in a calendar. I love using Canva planner. I do a lot of my scheduling of my images and things like that for LinkedIn and Instagram through the Canva scheduler. It's just a great platform. It's easy for me to use. And if I'm already creating visuals, that I can share them from there, which is really helpful. Convert with confidence. Use the 30-second success formula, which we're going to be talking about. Focus on connection, not pitching. This is so critical. Focus on connection, not pitching. Your 30-second message is not a sales pitch. It is intended to create conversations, to engage with your audience, to leave them feeling like you have something of value that you need to share with them and that they want to have a deeper conversation with you. The purpose of your 30-second message is not to sell. It's to get people to want to know more. When you do that, you start to build a know, like, and trust factor. And people we know, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. That's the key element behind your 30-second message. So clarity plus compassion equals confidence. We talk all the time about clarity, but more importantly, we need to engage with compassion. I love helping people understand how to connect with the deep emotions that your audience is struggling with. When you can do that and you can be clear about that and how you serve them on a deep emotional level, your confidence goes through the roof. And then create one compelling connection conversation per week. It's all about practice, right? So convert with confidence. Use the 30-second success formula to spark conversations that lead to relationships, referrals, and revenue. Focus on connection, not pitching. People respond to empathy and clarity, not rehearsed scripts. Rehearsed scripts are one thing. I tell people all the time, have a 30-second message that's like your go-to message, that it's that brand message, that brand statement that lights you up, fires you up. It's the foundation of everything that you do. So that when somebody says to you, out of the blue and you're not expecting it, so what do? That you can actually tell them. So have a message, right? Don't make it sound scripty. Make sure that it is full of energy and life and belief, right? Your values, your belief has to be tied to that message. That's where that clarity, the confidence, the deep emotional connection to the work that you do comes from here. It comes from your heart. And that when you can bring that and communicate that, it doesn't sound scripted. But you want to make sure that you know what you want to say when somebody says to you, so what do? And that's powerful. Lead with curiosity and let your message invite a response. Clarity and compassion equal confidence. When your message is clear and heart-centered, confidence follows. And then the weekly practice, this is what helps everything just really solidify in your body. That clarity, the confidence really solidifies in your body when you are practicing every single week. Create one compelling connection conversation per week. I tell people do it more. Like if you can only do once a week, great. But if you are spending time in the DMs and you're messaging people and you're networking with people and you are not having follow-up conversations with them, you're wasting your time. You're not going to grow your business. You need to have follow-up conversations, whether it is, and the idea of follow-up, whether it's sending them a personal note, whether it's scheduling a coffee date with them, whether it is having a phone call to go deeper to understand what they do and how you can help them or how they can help you, make sure that you are scheduling that time. I have a great follow-up system that I love sharing with people. And I will definitely, if you go to my website, I think the follow-up system is available through the pop-up on the resource page. 30, but the weekly practice comes into create one compelling connection conversation per week. Use networking, video, email, and social media to engage authentically. It's all about authenticity, right? People want to know who you are. They want to feel the emotion. They want to know that you are real and genuine and that you're not going anywhere, that you have sticking power, right? Crafting your 30-second message. Here's where the rubber hits the road, folks. This is something that I've been teaching for 10 years now. This is what has taken a lot of my clients from feeling like they were ready to quit and give up to actually having thriving businesses, thriving, profitable businesses. It comes down to your 30-second message and how you communicate your value with your audience, helping them understand who you are, what you do, who you serve, and how you make people feel. What's the results that they can expect? Powerful, right? So here's the formula. I help my ideal client who struggles with this problem by uniquely solving it so they can have the following results. If you're ready to feel the same way, let's schedule a call today. What do you want them to do? And then your name and company. I tell people all the time, this is a 4 or 5 part formula, right? It's actually 6 if you look at it. Your ideal client, right? What's the problem that they have? How do you solve it? But more importantly than how you solve it, what's the results they can expect? And your call to action and you. That's the formula. It's the simplicity behind it. And if you struggle to remember what your 30-second message is, just write. I had a client who used to struggle and she couldn't remember her 30-second message. So what we did is we actually took a little 3x5 index card and just put bullet points down. Ideal client, problem, solution, how they feel, call to action, and me. She just put it right on that 3x5 card and it kept her on point and it helped her to overcome her nervousness because she was really afraid of speaking in public about herself. But when she realized she wasn't speaking about herself, she was speaking about the people that she helped. That helped her to transform into somebody who's really successfully attracting her ideal clients through in-person networking. And she's a powerhouse. Now she doesn't even need to use a 3x5 card. So here's my example. I help legacy driven entrepreneurs, professionals, and emerging leaders who struggle to clearly communicate their value by teaching them to refine their brand message so they attract aligned clients, increase profits, and lead with confidence. If you're ready to be seen, heard, and hired for who you truly are, schedule a call today. I'm Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success, and helping people stand in their brand is my passion. Now, you can always leave this piece off, right? You can just kind of shorten it up if you need to. It depends on where you're speaking because sometimes they give you 30 seconds and sometimes they give you less. So remember, if they give you less, make sure that you help. Who's your ideal client? What's their problem? How do they feel when you solve it? And your name and company, right? You just want to go, you got to get that in there. Make sure that you share that. So, client results from brand clarity. A lot of my clients love to share with me some of their success stories, and I've shared a few with you here in this training. But some things that they've said really, really resonate, right? Streamlined messaging that's led to increased conversions, right? Conversations that have converted to more clients. Consistent communication landed more opportunities and impacted growth. I have some folks that are actually getting more speaking opportunities because they're consistent in their communication. They've got more clients. They're just enjoying life. And aligned messaging that attracts ideal clients. They love the fact that their messaging is attracting clients as opposed to them having to have constant sales calls, right? Or those cold calling. They're attracting people to them that want to know more as opposed to them having to go and tell people what they do. So take action today. Download your clarity worksheet and join the Brand Success Hub or book a strategy session. VIPs that attend get to attend the exclusive workshop where we go deeper and we do some of these in-depth work together, right? We're going to really flesh out your brand, flesh out your ideal client, really dive into your 30-second message so that you have the confidence to move forward in that. And that's what the VIPs who attend get access to. So, download your message clarity blueprint, your go to guide for refining your brand message with the confidence through the 5 core questions and the bonus AI prompts. This guide helps you connect emotionally with your ideal clients, define your unique value, and communicate with clarity across every platform. This has been delivered to you along with this training through the summit. And then the final inspiration, clarity is the starting point for confidence. And confidence is the spark for profit. You don't need more complexity. You need more clarity, right? That's what I want for you. I want you to have more clarity. Let's get simple. Let's simplify your message to become more clear so that you can gain the confidence to put yourself out there and have more conversations that convert to clients. Stand in your brand and the profits will. Thank you again for being here. I'm Laura Templeton. Join me in the Brand Success Hub for more support like this and learn more at 30secondsuccess.com. And if you have questions, I'm Laura at 30secondsuccess.com. I'm branded everywhere. So check out 30 Second Success on all the platforms that you hang out on. I look forward to connecting soon. And thank you again for all that you do, for serving your audience, and for being here today.